All right, math fans, this is the second part of the note sheet, and this is just a different type of probability question. So 3 kinds of questions here. This is the probability that you get an A++ in this test is 0.23. The probability that you get an A++ in this test and the final is 0.12, and the probability that you get an A++ on at least one of these assessments is 0.41. The way to be successful in this is to draw a Venn diagram. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Right, and then this, so this is the test, and this is the final exam. Okay, so these are the probabilities. Okay, so it says the probability that you get an A++ in this test is 0.23. What you guys need to understand is if I'm talking about the test, that's basically this. Okay, it includes the little overlap part, right, that shares with the final, because it says the test. Now, if the question was a little bit different, it says the probability that you get an A++ only on this test or just on this test, it would include that middle section there. Okay, but because I said the probability of getting an A++ in the test is 0.23, that's what's shaded in red. Okay, so that is, and I'll make that a little bit different here. This is that whole red thing is 0.23. So we'll use some colors here. Okay, that's the red. All right, so the next part says the probability you get an A++ on this test and the final. That means both. Do you guys agree? That's the shaded region here, or the stuff that's in between. So this guy right here, that blue is the 0.12. Because it's and, right? Both of them have to occur. Okay, and then it says the probability that you're getting an A++ on at least one of these assessments. So that's kind of this whole thing. If I talk about this whole thing here, this is 0.41. Right? That includes the test, the final, or both. But it's because it's at least one of the assessments is 0.41. Okay, so if you kind of keep that in mind, so what I really want to do here is I want to find the probability of just having a test and just having a final. Okay, once I have all 3 probabilities, I actually can answer all my questions. Okay, so the probability, let's actually do one thing here first. It's really easy. We can do just this probability here. Okay, so not including that blue section. So the green, this green right here, that probability is going to be basically 0.23 minus 0.12. So I make it a little bit thicker. 0.23 minus 0.12, which is 0.11. That's that probability. Okay. We already know the blue section is 0.12. So we're good to go with that. That's 0.12. And then if I want to get the just the final, so I'll kind of shade that with a little bit different color. Okay, so do you guys agree? Well, what do I need to do to get that? Well, if I take 0.41, do you guys agree? 0.41, and I subtract 0.23, because 0.23 is that whole circle on the left. So 0.41 minus 0.23, so maybe I can even write this out. 0.41 minus 0.23 gives us 0.18. Okay, and that's what this is. So 0.18 is this part right here. Okay, so we really have everything now, right? And if I add all those together, if I add 0.11 plus 0.12 plus 0.18, that'll give us the 0.41, which is the total. Okay, so that's what you need to get out of this. You need to get this Venn diagram, okay, and kind of put it all together. Once you have that, we can answer all our questions. So let's actually go down, I'll cursor down to the questions here. It says find the probability of not getting an A++ on either this test or the final. That means no A++ at all. Well, this one's actually pretty easy. So do you guys agree that the third one here says the probability that you get at least one of these assessments is 0.41? So not getting anything is going to be 1 minus 0.41. So it's 1 minus 0.41, which is 0.59. Okay, that's the first one. That's pretty easy. Okay, the second question here is find the probability of getting an A++ on the final, but not on the test. So let's go back to this one. On the final, but not on the test. Well, we already figured that out. Okay, that's the gray section on the right. That's 0.18. We already did that. Okay, so see, once you have all the probabilities, it's really easy. So it's just 0.18. It's done. That's the probability of just the final, which again is that gray section. Okay, in letter C, find the probability of getting an A++ on only one of the two assessments. That means it can't have both. So if I go back to here, do you guys agree that's the 0.11, which is the green section, and the gray section, it doesn't include that blue section. So it's basically 0.11 plus 0.18. So write that out here. 0.11 plus 0.18, which gives us 0.29. And that's the answer to that question. Okay? Pretty easy. It's just you got to create a Venn diagram, guys, and fill it in, and that's it. So pretty short video on how to do this, and hopefully you guys are good to go with that. All right? Have an outstanding day. Adios, math fans. Goodbye.